because there is the potential for conflict about property, because there's a potential for somebody coming in like a marauder and robbing my house or taking my flocks, then you need to organize the use of force. If there was not the threat of force, then you would need no organizing, because people could just work out everything by agreement.
We need to get this notion out of our heads that the only way to be pro-community is to bring a gun to the community and put it at the community's head, which is essentially what the government is. And if you're doing theonomy in a planned community where everyone is there consensually, then there are no initiations of force, right? Because by definition it's consensual. However, it's important to realize that the minute someone does dissent, and if they're not allowed to dissent, then it's no longer consensual, and you've now initiated force. So the question there in regard to whether or not it's okay on our view is force being initiated or not? If everyone is banding together volitionally to follow all of the laws of the Old Testament, let's say, and everyone is doing so volitionally at all times, there's no political disagreement I have with that. So long as once someone stops consenting, they're able to do so.
Yeah, just to, well, I want to say, first of all, I think that the definition of the government as just a place for the use of force or use with a gun is an extremely modern perspective. I think the traditional view of government was that you have a mass of people with collective ends. One would be religious ends, one would be political or civil ends, collective ends, and that the governments would be the means of enacting civil order to organize everyone's different individual pursuits. There is a matter of force, but it's also originally an ordering principle. So it's the idea of ordering people with different individual pursuits with limited knowledge of other people's ends, other people's pursuits, to order them in a collective way so that they can all mutually flourish. So the force comes in once the ordering has become disordered, and then it reorders. So it doesn't, the principle isn't so much force, that's just the mechanism. The actual principle behind government laws it would be the actual ordering that is naturally disordered.
Stephen, thank you for giving that. What you're doing is outlining a different philosophical foundation for approaching this issue. And so that's what we wanted. That's exactly why I invited you. And so you have an approach that, like you said, is more community versus more individual. And you are right that people are raised in families fundamentally. That's the basic building block in a society, I think. And so you and I would probably agree on that. And so one way that I would disagree is, where does the need for this ordering arise? And so here's how I would address your broad approach is I would say, where does the need for order arise? And it arises because people have disputes, because somebody's sheep are in somebody else's way. And because there is the potential for conflict about property, because there's a potential for somebody coming in like a marauder and robbing my house or taking my flocks, then you need to organize the use of force. If there was not the threat of force, then you would need no organizing, because people could just work out everything by agreement. It's either you work out things by agreement, by mutual agreement, or you work out things by force. The need for government arises in the Old Testament with Moses. The people are coming to you each day to give all their disputes, and they're wearing you out. You need to appoint people over the tens and over the hundreds and thousands.